Guys, in this video we're going to talk about the nullable data type. This data type is important, especially when you're reading entries from database tables where values could, for example, be like 5 or -10, but they can also be null, meaning the value has not been supplied. Alright, so let's take a look here. I can make up Visual Studio, make a project as usual, and let's type. So using system, and now we're going to say namespace here sample. And now we're going to make a person, so class person. And now what I'm going to show you is this. You can type private integer, put a question mark after it, like that, and then age. Okay, that means it's a nullable data type. In other words, that, for example, could be read from a database, and if the database value were null, this would not crash. It would be a way of handling it. Okay, the application would be prepared for the case of, for example, a missing integer value of some kind. Alright, so now we're going to say here public person, and then we're going to say set the age. Okay, so this.age equals null. Okay, like that. Now, as you know, integer types and so on are simple types, and they do not take null, but having that question mark after the data type makes it nullable. Okay, so you can set it equal to a null. Alright, now you're going to say public and then int, and then you can even return these nullable data types like this, and then get age like this. See that? You can even return them from method calls or function calls. Alright, so that is that. Now, and here we are going to just return as follows. We're going to say return this.age, so the current object's age, current person's age, and now let's make a new program class, so class program, and then here we're going to say static void main, open close braces, and now within this we're going to say the following: person new per equals a new person. Now we're going to say integer, make it nullable, and then say x equals new per dot get age. There you go. So this int here, x, is also, you see that, nullable. Okay. And now what we're going to do, of course, is run a couple just one if else kind of block, just to show you a basic property, which is this one here. If x dot has value, so if x has a particular value, we can say console.writeLine, and then the age of the person is, and then a placeholder, and then x like this, close with a semicolon. Else, if the person does not have a value, in other words it's null, we can say something like console.writeLine and the age is missing. Close that with a semicolon. Okay? And of course at the end let's do the usual console.read key, close with a semicolon. And let's delete this here. Great, so at this point, let me come up to the top. Okay, so remember, all you need is using system, then you have the namespace, you have the person class, you have a nullable instance variable. That's what the int with the question mark indicates. Then you have the public person constructor, where the age at first is set to null, but you can imagine, for example, reading database and so on, tables where null could be stored because somebody didn't enter an age. Here this is a little fake, obviously, but it's enough to illustrate the point. You can return nullable data types from method calls like this with the question mark. Alright, so let's give this a go. And start without debugging at first. And it says the age is missing. That's it. Okay, so exit that. Alright, and the age of course is missing because I set this.age to null, but on the other hand, if I set it equal to say 23, okay, and we go directly now with start. See, the age of the person is 23, so that's working as expected. Hit enter and that exits the app. Okay, and here if you go, I'll switch it back to null. like this. This is a nice little feature, especially with database connections. So here, let's go step into one time. I mean, the operation is fairly straightforward. So basically, make a new person object, right? Go through the constructor, set the age to null, right? Colon, you get age. That's going to return the age. That's going to return a null. If x has value, that's going to fail. It goes down to else. The age is missing, and then wait for some input with console.read key, and that's it. Okay. All right, and that is this. So, thanks very much. I hope you learned something useful here, and I will see you in another video.